Let's talk about collections and deleting them so simply that a baby could do it. So if you get value from the video, make sure you share it, like it, comment, subscribe, the whole nine. So let's get straight into it. Who is this video for? This video is basically for consumers that want to know how to delete collections by themselves. You may be watching this, maybe you don't even know what collections are. Maybe you saw a collection pop up on your report. We're going to walk through A to Z how to actually go ahead and get that deleted. This is also for credit repair business owners that are just looking to improve their business with something like litigation, because you can sue these debt collectors for violations under the FDCPA, which is a Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, if you're not familiar. So let's just get straight to it. What is even a collection? So a collection account on a credit report basically means that a lender, they sold the rights to collect on that unpaid obligation to a third party. It's usually known as a collection agency. So this is where our power comes in. So the issue with collections is that you don't have a contract with that third party, right? You don't have a written agreement or anything with them. And that's what we tend to use as our advantage. And then on top of that, too, when these rights or whatever were turned over to the third party, a lot of times they have a clause in there that says that it's basically saying that it's not 100% accurate, like what they're transferring over. So this is why the legal process is very, very powerful, whether the collection agency is suing you or if you're going to sue the collection agency for damages. So just keep that in mind as we're going about the video. So one thing, some of you, if you've been subscribed to my channel, I'm pretty sure you know what a collection is, but I'm just speaking for anybody that's new. Anytime you do see a collection, the first thing that you want to think about and what should come to mind is requesting a debt validation. You want to request debt validation because remember what I said earlier, what a collection is. They sold the rights to collect whatever on the obligation to a third party. So it's like hearsay of what happened, right? So think about like, let's say me and you got something going on. I'm person A, you're person B. Person B, I'm person A, you're person B, right? So I'm person A. Let's say I'm the original creditor, quote unquote. I go give the rights to collect on something I can get from you to person C. You don't know nothing about no person C. Now person C is calling you, harassing you, saying that, oh, you owe this and all that. We can negotiate and all that. You don't even know no person C, right? So this is basically how you want to look at what's going on with a collection. That's why you want to request that debt validation if you're going to go that route. So one thing too, you can also sue the debt collector under something called the FDCPA. The code for it is 15 USC 1692. So when you hear me say 15 USC 1692, just remember that that is the FDCPA. Got something in my eye. Oh, we're gonna keep recording them. So basically, you can do that. Keep in mind that it does take longer, but it is the best process I would recommend because it waives the debt. You still get the deletion you're going to get anyways if you were disputing, and then you get a settlement check at the end of the day, for the damages, assuming you draft up the lawsuit correctly. If you've never done something like this, then it's you owe it to yourself to get with someone like me or an expert that can help you go ahead and fix your situation and draft up the lawsuit correctly because there's a way to do that as well. So if you wanted to, let's just say you want to go the simple way, disputing with a debt validation request. One good thing about it is that it can be quicker than going the legal route because you might get it deleted within days. You might get it deleted within the first round or so, right? The lawsuit, it takes time, but if you do it correctly, it's going to settle outside of court. The con of it, though, it doesn't necessarily eliminate the obligation to go ahead and pay. That's why I like suing the debt collectors because when you get towards your settlement agreement and you're discussing that, you're going to talk about, okay, this debt got to be waived. So that's something important. So one con of suing the debt collector, it can take longer. I say that to say that you might be sending debt validation after debt validation. It might damn near be the same thing as going ahead to sue these people, right? So that's why ultimately I encourage y'all, whether you're a consumer that don't know nothing about consumer law, or if you're a credit repair business owner that's stuck and looking to, implement new things in your business, I recommend all of y'all adopt litigation, especially against these debt collectors, because they give y'all a lot of ammo to go ahead and, sue them and get a check. So keep that in mind. Um, so the pros of it, it does waive the debt. You do get a settlement check. And then the reality is you do have a high ROI skill that most credit repair business owners aren't even implementing. Most credit repair business owners, they're just going to send letter after letter after letter. And letters work, but it's not always, the best way to go about the process. When we talk about suing a debt collector, we're not only getting that deletion, we're not only waiving the debt, we're also getting a settlement check for the damages that we presented within that case, right? So you just got to think about it like delayed gratification versus a quick deletion. All right, so I want to just talk a little bit about the FDCPA. Like I said, I want to walk through the whole situation as if like a baby is watching this, right? I want to break it down so simply, like someone that don't even know nothing about consumer laws can get it. So the FDCPA is called a 15 USC 1692. So I just took some pieces from the congressional findings and declaration of purpose. And basically, whenever you go to the congressional findings, that's the intro section of the law. And it basically tells you why the law was, put into place. So let's look at A, abusive practices. So basically, it says there's an abundant evidence of the use of abusive, deceptive, and unfair debt collection practices by many debt collectors. There's a lot going on right there. So they're letting you know Congress found out that, okay, these people, they're being abusive, they're being deceptive, trying to collect on something they don't have no contract with you, right? Abusive, invading your privacy, stuff like that, right? So abusive debt collection practices contribute to the number of personal bankruptcies, right? If you're watching this, maybe you filed for bankruptcy. These debt collectors, they don't make it easier to not file for bankruptcy, right? To marital instability, right? Everybody, and as a human, typically they want to get married and everything. Your marriage could be possibly being messed up because of these debt collectors. To the loss of jobs. Jobs are very, very important, right? If you even, if you've been watching my videos, you hear me say, "Oh, the scamming ass 9 to 5." It is a scamming ass 9 to 5, but at the end of the day, you need something to sustain yourself, right? So the loss of jobs, these debt collectors are a leading cause of it, and to invasions of individual privacy. A debt collector texting you, emailing you, calling you, that's all invasion of your privacy, right? So keep that in mind. Like Congress is basically saying this is what they found is going on. So this may be happening to you right now with a third party debt collector that's harassing you, contacting you, and just like making you have anxiety. You can sue these people for damages. So purposes. It's a purpose of the subchapter to eliminate abusive debt collection practices by debt collectors, to ensure that those debt collectors who refrain from using abusive debt collection practices are not competitively disadvantaged, and to promote consistent state action to protect consumers against debt collection abuses. So as you can see right there, the whole purpose of the FDCPA 15 USC 1692 was to eliminate abusive debt collection practices. Look at literally what the FDCPA says. Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. They literally say it in the name, right? So use the FDCPA to sue these crooks, if you know how to do it, or get with someone like me that can help you go ahead and do it. So let's just talk about if you're disputing. So 15 USC 1692G is a validation of debts section. So I want you to literally go, you can Google the law, and I want you to copy and paste this in your notice. You can copy and paste it to keep it simple, or you can just look at the 5 requirements and then explain that in your letter. It's really up to you. And one thing too, because I get asked this a lot, as someone that's been in the game, nearly damn near 4 years, I've seen things here and there, and a lot of people get so stuck on what's the perfect letter? What's the perfect letter? You got to just look at, okay, what statute am I talking about and what claim am I trying to get, right? So what are you requesting? Did you get them in a violation based off of what you're requesting? So I need y'all to get out in the mindset of there's this perfect letter that's just going to be the be all end all to the situation, right? As long as you're pointing out the violations and you're able to have it in a situation to where you could escalate it to court, that's going to be where they respect you the most, right? So that's what I hope that y'all can take away from the whole what's the perfect letter. Don't look at anything as a perfect letter. So you can read that beginning part, but basically they say that they're supposed to send you a notice that talks about, the amount, the name, statement, statement again, and then statement again. So you want to have those five things. And then one thing I want y'all to request is the entire purchase agreement, right? So this is one thing I tell my 10K mentorship students to do when it comes to, getting collections wiped off for their clients. You want to request the entire purchase agreement, not just the bill of sale. Because let's say they even give you the bill of sale. The entire purchase agreement is going to go back to what I said with that thing of when it's turned over, it basically says that not everything is accurate. It's not everything is 100% accurate in that documentation, right? So that's where your goal is in terms of getting that deletion. And one thing I recommend that y'all do is once you send your dispute letter with the validation of debt section, go ahead and do a CFPB complaint, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. If you don't know the CFPB, you can go ahead and Google it. And basically, summary, they're supposed to govern the credit bureaus and things like that. So you just want to have it on file that you at least did that. So if you do go ahead and file that case, you're documenting everything that you did to resolve it in private. So let's say you are disputing, like I said, put the 1692G in your letter. And then, like I said, I recommend you do a CFPB complaint against the collection agency. This stuff it's not that deep. It's pretty simple. You just got to follow instructions. And just like, don't reinvent the wheel. Some of y'all be watching all these videos. You're trying to reinvent the wheel. You're trying to do all this new stuff. Like, you're watching someone that's been doing this for years. So just follow what the guy is saying. You feel me? So yeah, if you want to sue the debt collector, you basically got to present a case where a claim where relief can be granted, and then you draft up your lawsuit. So I have a template that I use as guidance when I'm drafting up lawsuits for clients. So I do this. So you're gonna have to obviously collect exhibits like the texts, the calls, emails, and exercise those violations that are under the FDCPA. Easier said than done. There's more to it, but I can only explain so much in a free video, right? So keep that in mind. The suing is more advanced, and if you want help with that, like done for you, you could book a call in the description. And then if I don't have too many clients I'm working on, because I personally take on these cases, I don't have my team do it. My team does like the dispute side, but if you want to actually sue the debt collector, you have to actually present a case and then draft up the lawsuit, right? So that's me personally doing it. So because I'm one person, we may or may not be taking on new clients as you book a call, but you can go ahead and book a call, just see. And we'll go from there, check your situation, see if we think you have a case, and go from there. If you want to do it for yourself though, or learn how to, let's say you have a credit repair business, you're looking to elevate. We have a $39 a month community where we go over it. And I'm going to include a link below. The reality is you're only going to get so far focusing on free information. And this part where I'm talking about this is for those cheap people, poor mindset people. I've seen y'all in the comments, my team send it to me. Those people that's just like, oh, if you really wanted to help people, you would do it for free. I want to ask you that's most likely working a scamming ass 9 to 5 because any rich person would never comment that. Anybody that actually has real money or anybody that actually has employees, they wouldn't say some dumbass shit like that. So people that say stupid stuff like that, I'm assuming you're working a 9 to 5 or you're jobless. Maybe you're homeless. I don't know. But let me put you in a perspective. Let's say you don't have a job, right? Those of y'all that's making stupid comments like, why do you charge for your services and your business? You see how crazy that sounds? But those of y'all that, you have that scamming as 9 to 5 or you're jobless. When you go to that job, when you work crazy for those 2 weeks, you're expecting what? A paycheck. This is my quote unquote 9 to 5, right? I got employees I pay. Anyone is making a stupid comment like that, like, oh, you should be teaching for free, you should be doing this for free, you probably don't even have any employees that you're paying. So you can continue, being bitter in my comments, thinking I should give stuff out for free and, being entitled, continue being broke, being poor, whatever you identify yourself as. But the reality is I'm speaking to that 1% person that's like where I was 4 years ago. I'm speaking to my past self, and I never had like that victim mentality. So if you got that victim mentality, I'm not even making the videos for you. If you're subscribed to me and you got that victim mentality, you got the urge to go ahead and comment, all that poor language like, oh, you should be doing this for free. If you really wanted to help, you would do it for free. Go ahead and unsubscribe to me like ASAP because I'm going to make you sick. My students going to keep winning making more money in a day, in seconds, than you go making. Nah, but I say that to say, y'all see how stupid it sounds if somebody is commenting on my video saying that to a business owner, why are you charging for your services? Like that doesn't, that's stupid. Like y'all wasn't there when I was investing all thousands of dollars to learn this information, you know. So you're only gonna get so much for free. So keep that in mind. So if you're a current credit repair business owner, you probably have a better mindset than someone that's saying, why are you charging, right? Hopefully you do, or you shouldn't be a business owner. So let's say you've been getting some results already, but you're just looking to scale, especially with the collection, deletion, getting paid skill. We can definitely help you scale. And depending on your situation, I'll say that. So we have a 10K mentorship program. I'll leave a link in the description for that as well if you want to book a call, see if you can join us. One thing too, if you do decide to go to FDCPA suing route, let's say you're trying to do it by yourself or whatever, I don't recommend that you dispute with the credit bureaus because FCRA law requires them to notify the creditor. So if you're telling them to stop communicating with you, for example, like cease communication law, you don't want them to have an argument that the credit bureaus told them to contact you. So you don't want to like do a double negative, I guess, in a sense. Hopefully that makes sense, like contradicting what you're requesting. So your action item, you can do everything I say in this video and try to figure it out on your own in terms of suing, but you could definitely get those deleted through debt validation. Or at the end of the day, you can join our $39 a month university, get the proper guidance from an expert. It's pretty much a no-brainer. I think it's only ego that could possibly be holding y'all back. But at the end of the day, those of y'all that's action takers, we'll catch you in the university. We'll catch you in the 10K mentorship. The rest of y'all is just, binge watching these videos. If you're bitter, continue being bitter. You're the one clocking into that 9 to 5, that scamming ass 9 to 5. I don't got to clock into no scamming ass 9 to 5. I just sit here, add value, and watch all my students make all this damn money. But with that being said, those of y'all that's going to tap in, I appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. Even those of y'all that have a poor mindset, God bless y'all as well. I hope that God blesses y'all with a good mind one day. But with that being said, y'all have a blessed one.